Howdy y'all, and welcome to episode 1 of my life as a dragon. This is going to be a 3-part series explaining just some of the facets of my life as a dragonkin. It is loosely inspired by Windward Paws Andrew's videos of my non-human experience. I know his videos really helped me out when I was first questioning, and I hope that these will be useful for you too. So, first and foremost, hi, my name is Jack. You might recognize me or my mask from Jack My Rabbit on TikTok. Unfortunately, I had to leave. It's just not safe there anymore. So all of my non-human stuff will be here on this channel at Hairbrained, and all of my art stuff will be in another YouTube channel under the same handle as my TikTok. Let's get right to it. This episode is all going to be about questioning and awakening. Before we get into that though, let's define some terms. Dragonkin. Dragonkin is just kind of a catch-all term for draconic individuals, for someone who identifies as a dragon. Next, Theriomythic. So, if you're here, you probably know what being a Therian is, and voluntarily identifying as some sort of non-human animal. Well, the world is Theriomythic. It's kind of how it sounds. It's just a Therian who identifies as a mythical creature. And how is it different from Otherkin? They are different things. Otherkin encompasses all non-human identities, including Therianthropy, but it's like rectangles and squares. Anyways, it's interesting history, so I'll drop some links in the description for more things for you to read up on. So, how the hell did I even figure out I was a dragon? I first found the entire concept of Alterhumanity about 2 years ago, and spent around half a year questioning what the hell is going on. I also started questioning if I was a dragon. I've always been really connected to dragons, had a deep association with them. I always wanted to be a dragon. They were just so important to me. I drew myself with dragon horns and tails and wings. It was just a core part of my identity growing up, and I think that definitely carried on into my older years. I had a lot of doubts when I first started questioning. I thought, maybe all of that is just because I like dragons a lot. Like, you can just like dragons a lot, man. You don't have to be one. And I'm like, but I feel like I am one. So I consulted some draconic individuals who I looked up to, and they told me, Jack, if you can say with your whole heart, I am a dragon, then you are. It felt so important to me that I just couldn't ignore it. Now, how did I figure out the difference between me being Theriomythic and me being Otherkin? Personally, I identify as Theriomythic. For me, that means that my dragon Theritype just is more animalistically presenting. I experience shifts, which isn't really a common term thing in the Otherkin community. It originated in the Therian community, and I identify much more as earthly. On the other talon, an Otherkin dragon might have magic powers, might be able to do spells, might come from another world. Think of the difference kind of like How to Train Your Dragon. All the dragons, they don't speak, they don't have like magic powers, they act just like another part of the ecosystem, versus something like Aragon, where the dragons have innate magic, where the dragons can speak through thoughts, where they're huge deity-like beings, things like that. Of course, it all comes down to what you most identify with. You can choose what label fits for you, because at the end of the day, labels are really not that important. Now, at the end of each of these episodes, I want to read a small excerpt from my non-human journal. This little book has been so important for me over the past 2-ish years of questioning and being non-human. I think I might be a dragon. I've questioned if I was a bird of prey several times, and I always dreamed of flight. Of course, I played as a dragon as a kid, and grew up reading dragon xenofiction, so it would most likely be psychological from my upbringing. The shape of a dragon's face on mine looks right. I'm struggling to figure out if I'm an actual dragon, or if my love for and deep association with dragons is blurring the lines between Other-hearted and Theriomythic. I can feel my wings cradle me and stretch. I can feel my wings cradle me and stretch out, but is that just a placebo? Is it innate? Is it from the innate desire to be a dragon? I'm not sure yet. The dragonkin I asked about this said that if I can really say I am a dragon and mean it with my heart, then I am. I've been feeling so ambiguous lately while trying to figure this out, but it really feels right to me. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This will be a 3-part series. So the first one is questioning and awakening, the second being shifts in daily life, the third being my species and how this identity even formed. And surprise, I'll be doing this exact same format for my 2 other kin types. There's not a lot of draconic experiences on YouTube, so I thought it'd be really helpful to share how I feel, how this identity affects me, how I even figured out I was a dragon. Anyways, ask respectful questions and have conversations in the comments. See y'all later.